In the boom days of point-and-click adventure games, Shadowgate stood on the grimmer side of the spectrum where one wrong choice can cost you your life. First released on Macintosh computers and ported to a number of different platforms, it's the imagery of the NES release that's left the deepest scars on our minds. Now, after more than 25 years and a successful Kickstarter campaign, original developers Carl Roloffs and Dave Marsh are back with a new team, revisiting and expanding on the original Shadowgate experience. Hand-painted visuals bring new life to familiar surroundings, but this is more than just a facelift, as many puzzles have been altered and added to keep veteran fans on their toes. A classic encounter with the dragon will still melt your shield if you aren't careful, but the lady in the tower is met under differing circumstances, and you'll encounter roving goblins that you can either render unconscious or deal a more permanent end. The story that players once had to piece together from scraps of clues now has more context to grasp onto. Periodic cutscenes give more detail to the plot and characters, and a skull you pick up early on can be consulted to provide hints and comic relief. Like many of its contemporaries, Shadowgate involves examining your surroundings, collecting objects in hope that they'll be useful, and trying to solve environmental puzzles without getting yourself killed. Torches illuminate dark places, but their light diminishes over time, and you may celebrate the discovery of a new spell, only to find yourself stumped trying to understand what it might do. In order to keep the process from becoming tedious, much effort has been made in streamlining the interface. If you want to look at or poke every item in the room, you can do so by locking in that command, rather than tapping it repeatedly. Likewise, verbs are bound to letters on the keyboard, and you can assign items to specific number keys, giving your mouse finger a rest. Plus, there's a new map function to help you retrace your steps without wandering aimlessly. Aside from the expanded main journey, the new vision of Shadowgate also includes optional side routes and other extras, even encouraging you to actively seek out the dozens of various ways for you to meet the Reaper.
What a pity that you have failed in your grand quest.
A retro mode seeks to appease old-school fans in the same vein as the Monkey Island re-release. However, in Shadowgate's case, the game design has changed so much that it wouldn't make sense to swap in the original art assets, and the compromise is an unimpressive pixel filter distorting the new visuals. Thankfully, if you wish, you can just turn on the NES soundtrack and leave the graphics as is. Fans eager to dig deeper into the halls of Shadowgate or explore it for the first time can look forward to PC and Mac versions in mid-August, with iOS and Android releases coming at a later date. And if it does well enough, the creators hope to dust off the archives and restart work on the sequels, which have gone unfinished for decades.